Chico Resch. You are listening to the Let's Go Devils podcast on the Primetime Radio Network.
Happy Devils Tuesday. This is Devils After Dark, coming to you live from the Primetime Radio studios inside the bunker in an undisclosed location in beautiful New Jersey. And cross-continent to the Michael J. Fox studios next to the DeLorean. It is Scotty of SiriusXM, Liquid Metal in Beverly Hills, California. Streaming live on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, X Live, and Twitch on the Let's Go Devils Network as Timo Meier fuels the fire to give the Devils a 3-2 victory in the shootout over the Pittsburgh Penguins. Wow.
That's right.
Wow.
Yeah. That was an intense shootout over there, going 7 rounds, I think 7 rounds, before, Timo decided to bury one there in the back and give the Devils a much, much needed victory on this divisional matchup against a team that is below them. So needed this win, but little bit troubling how the boys got to that victory. But let's talk about it right now. Game 55 on the year. And over there in Pittsburgh on the road, 4-point game. Once again, welcome back, Eric Halla. Hello to the gravy train, Ryan Graves. I'm going off the rails on a gravy train. Haven't got a chance to do that in a couple of years now, but either way, hello to Ryan Graves. Need a 60-minute effort tonight, boys. We didn't really get it, but still got the victory, but needed that rebound after the disappointing loss up there in Buffalo. The first period, now the big thing here was Jonas Siegenthaler gets injured. Okay, not really sure exactly what happened. If anyone is hearing any updates on the post-game presser, please put them up in the YouTube chat. By the way, hello everyone on YouTube and X and Instagram and Facebook and everything like that. Welcome to the party, pal. Die Hard style. But Jonas Siegenthaler, he was gliding on one skate. And I'm not sure if he just hit, a little dip in the ice over there. But you can see that his ankle buckled and it went out on him. Bolivier was coming across to hit Siegs, but initially you thought that, but that wasn't the case. It was actually just Siegs' ankle. He blew a tire big time. That ankle just bend, the foot bent in and it looked a little gnarly. He had to be helped from the ice, with the trainer's assistance there. Didn't look like he was putting much weight on it, so reminds me of one of those high ankle sprains. So we'll see what happens with all that, but Shimon Nemitz, get yourself prepared, kid, because you might find yourself being on the other end of a call-up sometime soon. But Siegs going down was the big, big news coming out of that first period. The Devils had 2 solid penalty kills. It was Jesper Bratt actually had a shorthanded breakaway that Jack Hughes sprung. Those two have been deadly on the PK this year, but it was stopped. And then the Pens, right after Jesper Bratt gets stopped on that breakaway, the Pens get a disallowed goal for a kicking motion from Raquel. And it took them a while to review this. So I know you probably heard Dano getting nervous. I was getting a little nervous. Bryce was getting nervous. Like, why is it taking so long to review such a blatant kicking motion? But we got to remember, we're fans of the Devils. And if there is any way the officials will go against us, they will. And we'll get to that in the old OT period. But either way, 2 solid penalty kills there. Nico Dawes looking good. And then Jumpin' Jack Flash gets the Devils on the board at 19:43 of the first period. So one of those nice momentum crushing for the other team goals in the last minute of the period. And this was just after the Devils killed off that second penalty. I can't remember. Was it Holla? Someone took I don't remember who it was, but either way. And this is the Pens turning over the puck in the zone, and Jack puts the puck on net. And at first, we all thought Jesper Bratt was kind of, swiping at the puck, and we thought that he kind of swatted it in there. But it turns out that Mr. Raquel. Different one. Got to get my name straight here. Raquel decided he was going to kick that one too. So, someone thinks he's playing for the Red Bulls or NYFC, whatever your team. Don't tell Shorts Guy I mentioned NYFC, or else he'll, track me down, hunt me down, punish me for disparaging the Red Bulls' good name. But yeah, Raquel decides to kick one in at one end and decides to kick one in the other end for the Devils. So thank you, buddy. It gets credited to Jump and Jack Flash. Jack Hughes, his 22nd of the year. Coming from Jesper Bratt, primary assist right there. That's number 44 for Bratter. And Palat gets his 10th. So we move into the second period, and you're thinking, oh boy, here we go. Because the Devils get a 4-minute double minor at the start of the period when Paul Cotter takes a high stick. Got some blood drew there. Wasn't raining blood, Slayer style, but just a little bit of red. Get a little bit of color, like the wrestlers like to call it. I don't know if maybe Paul Cotter had a little, blade there, on his wrist, like taped over, just real quick. He's busted wide open, folks. He's wearing a crimson mask. We had a 4-minute double minor power play. Guess what happened on it? Nothing. Crap. Got to get that power play going again. Timo made a nice touch pass later on in the period, right at center ice. And this was a great play because he almost I think he kind of put it through his legs at center ice, touch pass forward. Eric Hall is able to kind of shuffle it, like shuffleboard, push it forward to Dawson Mercer. And then Eric Hall gets on his horse and he starts driving the net as Mercer kind of slows down as he enters the zone. And then Mercer's able to put a diagonal pass across the center slot to lead Eric Hall right to the goal mouth. And this was the double penalty that was a bad call. Hall gets hooked down, or holding call. I can't remember which they went. And he was trying to get position, and he's going like this, trying to get position off, I think it was Cody Glass. And Glass just throws his head back, and they call him for elbowing. Now, upon replay, it doesn't look like there was any elbow that made contact. Much like in the first period, when Sidney Crosby drew a high sticking call, but he put both his gloves up and blocked everything. But again, it's Sidney Crosby who will rear his head again in the overtime period. So, of course, call was made in that way. Little frustrating there. A little frustrating with that one. But Jack Hughes says, enough of this. About halfway through the second, I'm going to get me goal number 2 on the evening. His 23rd of the year, coming from Bratter again. His 45th at 9:14 with the big one-time slapper. And don't look now, but our boy Jumpin' Jack Flash winning some faceoffs in the offensive zone. And who is he going against? One of the best ever, Sidney Crosby. So Jack Hughes wins that faceoff. The puck goes back, and Jesper Bratt picks it up and goes around the faceoff dot. So he's over now nearby the boards. Okay? Jack Hughes reads this, and he starts peeling off across the ice the other way because he sees no one is covering him. Jesper Bratt with the old eagle eye there. I just thought of Chris Farley. I can't see too well, Dad. Is that Bill Shakespeare sitting over there? Well, Jesper Bratt saw it was Jack Hughes, not Bill Shakespeare. And he passed it across for the one-time blast to a wide-open Jack Hughes. Number 86 puts in his 23rd at 9:14 of the second period. But right at the end, at 14:56, Ricard Raquel decides to not kick one and gets the Penguins on the board there, taking an assist from Sidney Crosby and Carlson. That's Raquel's 24th of the year to make it 2-1 New Jersey Devils. And now you can see the Devils starting to get a little, seemed like gassed a bit. I don't know if it was just me, but it seemed like I was almost waiting for the Penguins to come back and tie this game. And of course it happened in the third. But I was just sitting there just expecting it to happen. Because the one thing with this team I feel like there's a lack of is killer instinct. Put these teams to bed early. So they check out and they're just skating through the motions. Don't let them hang around. You know, Raquel, he's got 24 goals. Sidney Crosby is an all-time great. Carlson is Letang. They have the people that can take advantage of their opportunities. Don't let them hang around. Where is that killer instinct? Well, either way, from behind the net, Kevin Hayes ties the game up at 7:53 of the third period with his 9th. And this was, you know, Brett, when am I a clown? Am I funny to you? Pesci was a little bit too far away from Kevin Hayes, who we know is another very tall man. And he's got a very long reach. And you got Joseph behind the net, another guy who's able to protect the puck with his long reach. And he comes circling around and he just passes it right out front. And Kevin Hayes is able to use his stick reach, cradle it, wrist it, past Nico Doss. To tie the game up at 7:53 there. His 9th. Game is 2-2. And then, you know, it was just kind of, you're getting worried. It's bad when you're like, I hope we get to overtime. Because you just felt all the momentum in Pittsburgh's favor. At least that's the way I was feeling. I was definitely a little bit worried there. Where's that killer instinct, guys? We make it into OT, and the big thing here is Luke Hughes gets the puck in the zone, and he's got a clear breakaway here. And Sidney Crosby goes and hooks his hands and pulls him down. It's only 3-on-3. So there's not a lot of guys on the ice right now. Apparently, though, the NHL officials' vision plan has not improved at all, and they somehow missed this call. Right where the puck is, someone trying to break away in overtime, a blatant hook on the hands, but it's Sidney Crosby. So guess what? No call. Thanks, NHL officials. And then Pittsburgh came back right after that on that shift and almost ended the game. Oh, I would have been pissed. Now, you could say the Devils should have not let this get to OT. That's fair enough. I'm saying that as well. But just the blatant missed calls, you know, and you may say, well, they got that kicking motion, you know, called back. That's the way it should be. Why do we have to be thankful for calls that should be made? It's like he blatantly kicked it. Why did it take him 5 minutes to review that? That's the way the call should have gone. That's what we have to be thankful for. Officials calling the game the way it should be, according to the rules. Whatever. Officials piss me off. But yeah, teams end up going to a shootout over here, which was pretty intense. And you all know my theories on shootouts and everything like that. We can talk about that later. But Paul Cotter, wow, what a move. Coming in after the Penguins score on their first shootout attempt, Paul Cotter comes in and he goes to the backhand and he puts that up top over the glove. And whoo! Does that guy have some golden mitts on those hands? Paul Cotter, number one, any shootout all the time. He's got the moves. Jack Hughes comes in. I know I've been one to saying, don't put Jack in the shootout because he does not have very good numbers at all, and he completely whiffs on his shot. Jesper Bratt comes up next. He puts on a nice move. He gets the puck 5-hole, but it ricochets off the goaltender's skate and just wide of the post and out. So now the Devils are down 2-1 in the shootout. And we're in what, round 4? Who are you going to call? Not Ghostbusters, but a different man. A tall man who used to play on many different teams. Well, I'm sorry, what's that? Oh, okay. All right, I'm getting word now from Mrs. Wu that we need to go to the Let's Go Devils podcast studios right now for a Devils After Dark shootout game update with the king of the football calls himself, Sam by God. Woo!
This game update is brought to you by Crew Brew. Crew Brew, where we make winning memories together, one crew at a time. Devils, Penguins, into Iron City in Pittsburgh. In overtime, sudden death. What? Dougie Hamilton will be attempting a rare, fair catch kick. A free kick from the 50-yard line. We haven't seen this since 1976. The Los Angeles Chargers about a few weeks ago. And for the third time in 50 years, Dougie Hamilton will kick from the 50-yard line a free kick. If he hits it, the Devils stay alive. If he misses, they go home by the barn. Hamilton lines up. He kicks. The ball is up. It's gotta go. It's good. It's good. It's good. There is a tomorrow. The Devils are alive. The ball is in. The game goes on. Are you ready, New Jersey? Woo!
Woo, baby. Wow. Sam, woo. I didn't know if you were going to make it through that one over there.
It was a free kick of the ages. Third time in 50 years. I never even knew this even existed, but Dougie Hamilton gets him through.
Yeah. Wow. What an amazing touchdown call right over there by Sam. I don't think we've ever had a free kick touchdown call.
It was a free kick.
Yeah, we never had a free kick.
I know. People were asking, how was the football going to go? It was a free kick. Did it by himself.
Did it by himself. Sam Wu may have a UTI after that football call right there. And I was waiting for the helmet to kind of just shoot off the top of your head. I thought it was squeezed a little too tight. It was ready to.
That was the problem. It was squeezing too tight.
Oh man. Well, yes. With the game on the line in the 4th round of the shootout, Devils down 2-1. That's right. The $9 million man comes through with a shootout goal for this team to keep them alive for a much needed win here. We need those 2 points, damn it. Thomas Tatar comes out next for the Devils. Puts a whole mess of moves on, but he can't get the puck home. Luke is up next. Ends up shooting wide. And then, oh baby, you see number 28 skating out there on the ice. And for how long have we been saying that we need Timo to break out and start scoring some goals and have a little confidence and be that, elite scorer that we know he can be? that 30 goal to 40 goal scorer that we know he can be. Well, Timo comes in, kind of goes a little wide out to the side and starts cutting back across. And when he gets to the center slot, man, he ripped one back the opposite way over the glove and into the back of the net. What a beautiful shootout goal. And it's been a while since we've done this, so here we go. Give me fuel, give me fire, give me goals from Timo Meier. Ooh, yeah. It is Timo time in Pittsburgh. I believe it's the Steel City. I don't know if it's the Iron City, as Sam Wu referred to it before, in the Steel City. It is Timo time, and he gets the game-winning shootout goal for these New Jersey Devils. Finally, we have hit the 30-win plateau, and I want every single person out there right now to go ahead and look. Why is this a special game and a special amount of points? Go ahead and look at the Devils' record. Okay, we are 30, 19, and 6. And you know how many points we have? 66. That's right, 666! The number of the beast for these New Jersey Devils. And actually, we have a winning percentage of 600. So either way, it's 666 on either side of those 66 points. Like the great outdoors, 66 times in the head. Timo Meier with the lightning strike. And the shootout goal to give these Devils, like we said, a much needed victory over a lesser team in those Pittsburgh Penguins. Shots on goal for the Devils. 6-9-4. Only 4 in the third period. 2 in OT for a total of 21. The Pens 9-8-8-2 for a total of 27. Devils, the hits were pretty even. 21 for the Devils, 19 for the Penguins. We still got housed in the face-off circle, although it was nice having Eric Haula back there to fill in for some of those really important draws that we know Nico Hischier really takes care of. But the Penguins got us 34 face-off wins to the Devils 20. Both teams were offers on the power play, and Devils only 10 block shots. Pittsburgh is 21. The book is out on how to beat these Devils. The coaches, they need to respond and find different ways to get around the game plans that these other teams are playing against them, because they're just clogging up the lanes and blocking a lot of shots. So the Devils need to figure out something. Coach Sheldon Keefe Richards, we all want some satisfaction here. But I think the coaching staff needs to figure out maybe a few alternate game plans, because it seems like these teams got the book and they know how to play us. Let's bring in the legend Sam by God Wu to see what he has to say, and I'm going to check out what you all are talking about on Facebook and X and YouTube and everything else. Is it the Steel City? I thought it was. Yeah, it's the Steel City, not the Iron City.
I got it mixed. I got it mixed up because when you say Ann Crew Brew, there's an Iron City beer or something like that. And that was stuck in my head. Yeah, Mrs. Wu was lecturing me upstairs about getting my references right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Sam, let's hear from you now and what you thought of this game over here. So, am I off? Does this team, it's a good win. We needed it. But I feel like this game should not have gone to overtime, This team, I don't know, feels like it's lacking some killer instinct to put these teams to bed, before we have to get into the nail-biter of the shootout.
I'll tell you.
And by the way, almost forgot, just real quick, kudos to Nico Dawes for his first start back, in the NHL. After an injury at the AHL level, he comes in here, and, he's got to face Letang and Crosby, and then go into a shootout, a 7-round shootout. Horns up for Nico Dawes. Go ahead, Sam. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. By the way, that football call was dedicated to Max.
Very nice.
Since he's a Division II football player back in the day.
I thought you were going to talk about the Eagles. That's
Oh, screw them.
A Division II team. You were going to say.
Yeah.
That's right. The Giants are like Division 7 at this point. So,
the Giants don't even belong in even college football at this point, So.
And it's Ohio State 53, the New York Giants 2.
Yeah. Right now, like the difference between this team in December and now, the team in December dictated the play and they went right to the jugular. This team is like a little timid. It's like,
yes,
they're playing hockey, but without a purpose. That's what it feels like. I know that's just kind of not very analytical. It's just that's how it feels. So, when they allowed the Penguins to hang around, which was not good. You're going with 5D guys for a majority of the way. So I'll cut them some slack. You have Nico Dawes in net, which I thought he was superb. I thought he played very, very well, especially during the shootout where they needed him the most. The only thing I could say is it's a team that you have to beat, which they did. A win's a win. And all I can really say is just build on this victory. It wasn't impressive. The game was a little boring at times. Jack Hughes, 2 goals. That's impressive. Just don't let Jack Hughes ever do another shootout again. Just have him be a cheerleader, because that's just I mean, have him be in the back of the line like number 20. I'd rather have Nico Dawes take a shot than Jack Hughes. At least he wouldn't flub it, And
now shooting for the Devils, Jake the Snake Allen is coming.
Couldn't be any worse than Jack Hughes.
Oh, man.
Yeah. But, again, you know what? It could have been – I hate shootouts because it's really kind of a skills competition to get the win. I mean, I'll take it. Don't get me wrong. It's not 2 solid points because you won in a shootout. But, hopefully it builds that momentum going into Thursday against Vegas. And thank you, Wimpy, for the Super Chats. Props to Nico the goalie.
Yes. Very nice.
Nico the goalie.
Nico the goalie came up big.
But how about Dougie Hamilton as well in the shootout?
Yeah.
I mean,
that was clutch.
It's rare that he ever gets in a shootout, but to extend the game, that was clutch. And then just having Nico Dawes just shut the door the rest of the way.
Yeah. Looking at the old YouTube page here, Max is thinking Hataka or Nemec. Leaning maybe towards Nemec with the way he's been playing. That's right. Nemec, AHL All-Star. I saw him on the NHL Network. They were doing the AHL All-Star the other game the other night. Surf saying, yeah, they were coasting a lot. Definitely were. Dubs, it's odd because the Devils are not a young team anymore, but they still play like it, making those mistakes and not putting the teams away. Felix, the fact they won is amazing. The start they showed in 1 or 2 goal games versus scoring 3+ is alarming. That is something. When the Devils score 3 goals or more, it's a pretty good sign. When they don't, look out. Those numbers are really, really different. Tom Dermody, D got tired with only 5. You know what? I'll call myself out on that. I forgot to mention that. We talked about Siegenthaler, but I really didn't mention that. Yeah, I mean, it was for essentially about 50 minutes of the game, they were playing with only 5 defensemen. I think Siegs was about halfway through the first period that he went down. So that's a good point. I'll call myself out there because I forgot to do that. The team, Fernando, the team has been so inconsistent. Yep. It's not that they don't love to win. It's that they don't hate to lose. Okay. Fair enough. That's from Lawrence Eck. The refs stink. Well, we all know that. Terrible miss on that hook. Thank you, Art Heaton. I know I couldn't be the only one who saw that. Basically, everyone in the arena did, except for the guy with the whistle, who was looking right at it. I don't know.
Hey, Scotty.
Insane Pollock. Refs should be fined when they miss blatant calls. Yeah, they should do something like how they do with baseball. How these umpires get judged in baseball by missed calls. I mean, blatantly missed calls like that in hockey. They should have a percentage on the officials as well. What were you going to say, Sam Wu?
I got a message from Max. You wanted an update on Siegenthaler. James Nichols, Devils beat writer, tweeted out, Keith said Siegenthaler is going to miss time for sure.
Yeah, I just got to Dub's comment here in the chat where it says the exact same thing. So, yeah, that's not good. That's a big hit to the penalty killing on this team because Kovacevic and Siegenthaler have been holding it down there as shutdown defensemen. Tom, why is everyone getting hurt now?
Well, this is the time to get hurt because you got that 2-week layoff. If anything, so you know what? You just got 2 more games after this, and Siegenthaler has a freebie for 2 weeks to rest.
Yeah.
For whatever it is. Hopefully it's not that serious, but again, like with Jacob Markstrom, on injured, reserve. Is he on injured reserve? Yeah, obviously he's on the IR, but
yes,
and Nico Heischer.
I don't know. Did they retroactive him yet? I didn't even see.
I don't even know. But you know what? This break couldn't have come at a better time because this is when players start to break down, and it's kind of nice that you got 2 weeks.
Yeah. Vincent, Jack is so talented, but he's way too flashy in the shootout. Agreed. Fernando says losing the puck in the shootout is outrageous. That reminds me of that Kovalchuk. Yeah, when everyone's like, "Oh boy, here we go. Here's our new stud. He's gonna go down there. He's gonna get the shootout guy." Oh, it just goes right off his stick and he puts his head down. That was the all-time worst.
And that's
Go ahead.
That's those Russian players. I'm telling you, they just disappoint you every single time. Every single time.
Art Heaton likes that helmet. I'm assuming for Nico Dawes, yeah, it was kind of like the flat, what do they call the matte colors? So I thought that looked pretty good. Serve says Sam Wu might have had a heart attack. He's turning into the super fans, Bill Swirsky super fans of the Chicago Bears. Don't worry about me. Just having a heart attack over here. How many is that for you, Tom? Oh, that makes a baker's dozen for me.
Da Bears.
Da Bears. Da Devils. Yeah, Dougie with that 5-hole. That's an Uber UTI incoming. Yes, Max, I'm sorry. I got to give more love to Nico Dawes. Huge part of this win, obviously. I don't know how much you can expect from him coming up, getting called up like this after the injury, only getting it. I mean, he played well in that third period against Buffalo as well,
Yeah.
But he is another one, too, when we have seen him. We've seen the flashes, and then we've seen the inconsistencies as well. He had that, 2.5-week run that we've talked about before that culminated with the outdoor game. And then after that, it was like he couldn't stop anything. So hopefully, Nico Dawes is feeling a little bit better over there. Wimpy says Iron City is a local crappy beer. We'll say crappy instead of the adjective. Wimpy was
you know what? It was a Freudian slip. I swear to you, because when you do the football call, you have to thank the sponsor, Ann Crew Brew, right? You got that.
Yeah.
And then
Ann Crew Brew.
Yeah. And then somehow Iron City, and I'm like. And then Mrs. Wu told me, I'm like, it's Steel City. But it was because of the beer. That's what happens.
Iron Maiden in the Steel City. That's right, Max. Oh, very nicely done. Will it be Hell and Meyer were sworn to be released. Ironbound, Stephen Eggle. That's overkill. That's a New Jersey thrash right there. Satan's Spawn. That's right, Serve. Pittsburgh. Oh, yeah, St. Paul. There is a worse team than the Devils in the shootout. It's the Pittsburgh Penguins, who are 1-5. Oh man. Here we go. Raining pucks. Yeah, minus a lot there, Joseph Lanham. We didn't even get close to 35. That's right, Mark. 666. The number of the beast. Max is saying easy. Get the pucks deep. Make plays from behind the net. Throw it into the skates and cause all holy hell to break loose. I mean, it seems like teams have a playbook on how to beat the Devils and how to neutralize their offense. So they've got a counter here. And then when the team doesn't know what you're doing, then you can go back and forth and really just, wreak havoc. Right, Sam Wu?
That's right.
Lawrence is saying, Fitzy, go grab Brock Nelson and Ryan O'Reilly. There you go. I mean, Scotty Farrell. My old buddy over there. What's he now? He's on the Sports Grid now. Used to be at Sirius XM on Howard's channel for a long time.
Hey, Scotty. The Devils won, I tell you. The Devils
a big Pens
won.
fan. Yeah, he's a big Pens fan. But it was nice. I was actually able to talk hockey with someone when I was at work and stuff. Shake it up, shake it up, shake it up.
Bet on that team.
Ha ha. Football is very popular too in Europe, Mark says, but I think it's a different type of football. They were letting the Pens hang around too much in their D zone, says Selecta. Okay. Tom Dermody says Jack overthinks it too much. Paul Cotter is silky smooth. That's right, Max. Woo, baby. That he is. Shake it up, shake it up. Brooke Amanda wants to know, what's Fitzy waiting for? Brooke, who do you think Sam Wu should get a jersey of and put it in his queue? Because that means that person will be traded in no time. Mike Dick. 17, Pens 14. Was a little off tonight. Tom, yes, Dawes has shown flashes of brilliance. But he's got to get that consistency going. Maybe he'll slowly figure it out here. Would be nice to see. Jake and Luke had weak attempts in the shootout, says Wimpy. Oh, you mean Jack and Luke? Yeah. Does Dawes' performance give him another start? Well, that's Brooke. And we know Brooke doesn't like Jake Allen, so we know where she's coming from. Come on, Brooke. It's the year of the Jake the Snake.
Snake.
Ride the snake. Purple Cobras. Dodgeball. I know you don't know that one.
No,
Nobody
I've seen
makes
Dodgeball.
me bleed my own blood. Nobody.
I've seen Dodgeball. I just haven't seen it in a long time.
Hamilton, Halla, Bastion, Tatar. Brooke says Jake Allen. Get the jersey. Stephen Hagel says Hamilton, Halla, Bastion, Tatar. And Brooke only goes with Jake Allen once again. Surf says there's rumors we're looking at Donato from Chicago. I'm sure Fitzy is looking at a lot of people right now.
He's kicking the tires right now.
I think so. Yeah. But, like we said, I mean, I like that, that Ryan O'Reilly idea. just because he's got more of that killer instinct to him. Maybe they can energize this team a bit. It was funny because I was watching on Instagram. They had the top 5 most embarrassing moments of the NHL, and one of them was that dude from Ottawa who slap-shotted, the empty net goal. Who was there to raise some hell afterwards? It was Ryan O'Reilly when he was on the Maple Leafs. Maybe that's the type of vibe, maybe this team could use. We saw what Kevin Hayes can do. I would much prefer a Brock Nelson over both of them, but we all know Brock is a little bit more hefty in the price tag. But who knows? Who knows? We don't call him Tom Fleece Gerald for nothing, right, Sam Wu?
Nope. He's the fleece.
Max, I wouldn't worry about Nemec demanding any trades. I think Fitzy's going to teach him who's in charge here. So if Nemec gets his opportunity, he should be very, very thankful for it after those comments came out. Whether or not the magazine egged him on or whatever, I hope he learned a lesson from that. That's not the way to do business.
He probably thought, nobody can read Slovakian. They wouldn't know.
Yeah. There's no Google translations or anything like that, Shimon. Yeah. I like what you said, Sam Wu. He probably woke up the next day and saw his phone ring and say Tom Fitzgerald and
Hey, Tom. What did you say, Shimon?
No speak English, Tom. No speak English.
No habla inglés.
Slavic only. No English. Nemec was an all-star, Mark. He was the only Utica Comet who was an all-star this year. They just had the AHL All-Star game.
Is it because each team gets one player in, or
I don't know.
Or is it by default?
But he was doing well. I mean, Seamus is hurt too, so
yeah.
Might have been both of them in there if Seamus Casey wasn't hurt. But yeah, I saw it. Was it yesterday or the day, or maybe it was Sunday night? They had it on NHL Network. What the hell's today? Tuesday? I don't even know what day it is anymore.
It's Tuesday.
Thank you, Tom. Nemec replaced Casey in that game. Okay. So yeah, I guess they had to have at least one.
Participation.
The participation, yeah. Well, either way, the Devils got a much-needed 2 points, even though they went about it in a very hard way to get there. But we got the 6-6-6, so we're feeling good. We broke that 30-win plateau. Hopefully this will be a confidence and momentum boost for number 28, Timo Meier. Because we get him putting some pucks in the back of the net, and these games won't be so close anymore. He is a guy he is a game changer. But he has not been that way this year. So we need Timo to start performing up to that $8 million contract that he is earning right now.
It's the second half, Timo, that will.
Okay.
It all balances itself out, and you're going to see an amazing Timo Meier in the second half.
Okay.
I've been saying that for a few weeks now because I know some fans are nervous, but actually I think so far watching his game, I think he's doing a lot of the little things behind the plays and everything. I don't have a problem with Timo Meier. And I'm pretty critical of him, especially in the beginning when he first came to the New Jersey Devils. But right now I'm seeing good things out of Timo Meier. If he wasn't doing good things, I think he would get benched or he would get getting called out by Sheldon Keefe, but he's not because he's doing
playing
the right
well,
things.
but he's just not getting the puck in the back of the net. That's what we really need.
And it'll start coming in the second half.
I hope so.
Traditionally, he's a second half player.
Because in our little group chat there, I don't know how many more times Sam Wu can Photoshop Fabian Zetterlund's stats and Timo Meier's stats right next to each other and send them to our group chat and saying, I want Zets back.
No, they should. I wonder if they even offered Holtz or they even asked for Holtz, because can you imagine if they actually sent Alexander Holtz in that trade and kept Zettel in, and you'd have both Zettel and Meier. But then again, I'm very happy with Paul Cotter right now, so it's all good.
Yeah. I mean, I think the writing was on the wall when Holtz was left off that Swedish national team where they were just like, you're fucked, dude. You know, it was just like, okay.
And then Fitzy's like, oh, you just devalued his height by like. Yeah.
But, yeah, we'll see. We got another game on Thursday, this time home at The Rock, and it's going to be a much tougher challenge. Speaking of Alexander Holtz, he's going to be coming back to town with the Vegas Golden Knights, if he's not scratched. And he'll be playing back on the ice over there in Newark once again. And again, like we just said, it's going to be a lot tougher than the Pittsburgh Penguins, you know? So the Devils have got to come ready to play for a full 60 minutes. Because if they play this way against Vegas, it's going to be an L. It's going to be an L.
Yeah. Wimpy. Holtz is no Nicholas Bergfors.
Oh! Nicholas Bergfors. Wow.
Oh.
Or Matthias Tedenby. Johnny Danks!
Next time, Johnny. Next time.
Okay,
Anything
Johnny
for
Danks.
a super chat. Next time.
Johnny.
I can't be bought.
Be careful what you say there, Sam. But we'll dedicate a football call, Johnny Danks, to you next time. No, he's not. He's been playing for the Henderson Silver Knights. I didn't even know that. Oh, man. Well, never mind then. Forget what I said.
Oh.
I could have swore I saw him on the ice like on a game like 2 or 3 weeks ago, but maybe just got like, he got sent down. Okay, all right.
I think.
Okay.
I mean, do you think? I don't know. I mean, Adam Larson, I thought was going to be possibly a Swedish bust, but he turned out to be a decent player. But you know, the Bergfors, Tenenby, Josephson.
Oh, Jacob Josephson.
Yeah. I mean,
they win a lot of faceoffs, but that's about it.
I mean, David Conti just should have stayed out of Sweden for that decade. I mean, we gave up Carlson, you know, John Carlson for one of these guys, and it's just like, oh, you just got to stay out of Sweden.
Nicholas Bergfors. Wow.
Yeah,
that's something.
Just wear a full cage when in practice.
I know it was the one that was actually good, but they traded him to, well, good. I mean, he became an NHL regular. Who was the kid that they traded him up to Vancouver? Morrison?
Brendan Morrison?
Brendan Morrison, yeah. Wasn't he from Sweden too, or no?
No, he was Canadian.
He was Canadian.
But he played collegiate hockey.
Oh, okay. Who am I thinking of then? Whatever. Doesn't matter. Oh, the Hurricanes lost. All right.
All right.
I like that. So that helps us out there. All right, Sam. Well, let's wrap this bad boy up.
All right. I'll hit the music.
Thank you to everyone out there for chiming in and coming along and enjoying and celebrating a Devils W in the shootout. Timo Meier, Dougie Hamilton, and Paul Cotter get the job done in a 7-round shootout. And don't forget about Mr. Nico Dawes standing tall.
And Jack Hughes' 2 goals. I mean, holy crap. Forgot about that. But we can forget about his shootout attempt. Anyway, thank you all those tuning in, dropping the podcast at midnight. We'll be back tomorrow for State of the Fan Address with pucksandpitchforce.com editor-in-chief Nick Villano. So long, everybody. Till next time, let's go Devils.